Foreign and domestic. I just want to clear up some controversy from a few tapes of mine about the RH negative, RH positive. I only got a short time to do it, so I'm going to be talking kind of fast. First of all, in Genesis chapter 3 verse 15, it talks about putting enmity between the woman's seed and the devil's seed, or the devil's offspring and the woman's offspring. Well, how did he do that? Well, RH negatives, as we know today, cannot be cloned. RH negatives have a hard drive for mission accomplishment. Our psychic makeup has been made up, and we can also disrupt electrical appliances. We have lots of static electricity, so on and so forth. There's a lot of other things. I'm not here to go through them all. But the main thing of it is that we also know that there are rank structures in heaven, whether you're a cherubim, or a guardian or an archangel, just to name a few, and they all have different missions. Whether you're the head of your household, the head of your wife, or whether you're head of a team, or you're in the military, or whatever, it all has rank structure. Whether you're in the White House, or whether you're CEO or president, or whatever it is, there's a rank structure. Heaven or on earth, it's always been with us since Adam and Eve. Now, all these people are in the bloodline, and Matthew chapter 11 verse 11, you have to read that. Read it slow. It says that the greatest prophet that was ever born was John the Baptist, and the least in the kingdom of heaven is greater than he. He says this because, and then he goes on and he says that heaven is full of violence and full of violent people raiding it. Okay, so this war has been going on for a long time, and the least in heaven is greater than he, and he's the greatest prophet that ever lived on the earth. So what you have is, you have the fact that he is an RH negative. We know that because he, and Abraham and Noah and all of them go all the way back to Adam and Eve and their bloodline. And he protected them. That's why they can't be cloned, and that's why they wasn't raped in Genesis chapter 6. The RH positives were the only ones that could have babies by other RH positive people, which has the protein which is related to this earth. Which RH negatives, there's no explanation, nothing. Why we're even here, we only represent 15% of the world's population. It talks about even the very elect would be deceived if it wasn't for the time of God shortening time and coming back. So he, again, a few in number is his elect. You also have the fact that what he said about John the Baptist being the least in heaven, but the greatest prophet on earth. That is because, now listen closely, we've been blessed by God and selected by God, the RH negatives. We've been protected by God, and you haven't. So for you to make it to heaven is like a great trophy. Everyone in heaven claps and praises when an RH positive makes it to heaven. You've made it without any protections. You've broken the back of Satan. You've expanded God's kingdom and glory. You've done what the RH negatives is supposed to be teaching from day one, all Adam's family, all the way through the Bible, to teach, to preach, and to bring others and expand the kingdom and glory of God forever. Now, they can fall out of grace. They can be sent to hell just like anybody else. I think we've been deceived over the years through many of Satanistic programs in our society, to where the RH negatives are just now starting to wake up and say, hey, we're supposed to be doing this the whole time. How come we're not doing it? And that's why in the end time, the devil's going to know who you are. He's going to come after the RH negative like he's been doing since day one. Raping, pillaging, and burning, and trying to get into our system and try to duplicate. And anybody that tells you it's easy to get in heaven, show me in the Bible, because it says in Matthew's that the narrow road is the road to heaven, the less traveled narrow road. The highly sparse wide road is the way to destruction. I believe that's in Matthew's. Was that? Don't quote me on this, but I think it's 7 verse 13 or something, somewhere in there. And so again, the few. Only the very elect would be deceived if it wasn't for God shortening his time and coming back. So there again, the few. And who's the elect? Well, it's the RH negative. We're the ones that's supposed to be standing to the end against Satan. We've been deceived into thinking we're like everybody else. They're starting to come to light because we are getting toward the end. But you positives are great people. You're the trophy. We want you to get to heaven. But there's no prejudice here. Don't let Satan tell you that it's prejudiced. We have, you know, people who are blessed shouldn't be called prejudiced because God blessed them. I mean, if you got an argument with that, you got to argue with God. So that turns it into a Satanistic argument. You know, and people who are not blessed, you know, if you make it to heaven, you're going to have a lot higher crown, a lot more gifts. So let's all make it to heaven together. That's my goal. Foreign domestic. And remember, don't take any oaths. Just say yes or no. Because it's forbidden in the Bible to take an oath. Foreign domestic. Out here.